I'm Glenn, Dave's behind the camera. We're the NC Beer guys, and welcome to another episode of the NC Beer Buzz. We had a long road trip this afternoon, found our way the whole way over to Durham and to G2B Restaurant and Brewery at 3211 Shannon Road. You've got to get the brewery in Durham. You're going to check out these guys, see what they're doing. We're here with Paul Wasmund, the brewer. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you coming out.
Good. And for you guys who don't know, G2B's been here for a while. A very renowned restaurant in Durham, and a couple years back, how long ago did they put the brewery in?
We were up and live in January.
Okay, so not even a year in, they decided to bring their beer in-house, and we've got a great chef here we're going to talk about, and they've done a great job with food and beer pairings, and we're going to see all what Paul's going to make of it in his new adventure. So like I said, thanks for having us in.
Absolutely, appreciate you coming out.
Of course.
You know, this is something, the model of G2B, and we really wanted to focus on pairing food with beer. There's not a lot of restaurants doing that, and kind of what we were looking for is how you see food being paired with so many wines, and how master sommeliers work with, you know, those pairings is really what the head chef wanted to bring here. We bill ourselves as refined American cuisine.
And what does that mean now to our viewers?
It really kind of an upscale gastropub style food. You know, we look for you know, that cross between casual dining and fine dining. We want to offer fine dining food, but in a casual atmosphere where you can get off work and come enjoy a good glass of beer and a nice meal. And pair it with some food, and it's going to enhance both the beer and the food experience. Absolutely. And that's something the head chef and I work very closely on. And we're actually working on beer dinners. We'll be doing monthly beer dinners starting next month. Good. And that's going to kind of define our brand, is what we want to do here. And when we talk about the beer, we got flagships. Are we always doing something different, or how's that going to be? When I was brought in, I was told one thing: no flagships. Okay. And that's, you know,
so don't get stuck on any one thing.
Yeah, we wanted to emphasize, you know, seasonal brews, seasonal offerings. In-house, I have anywhere from 3 to 4 yeast strains at a time moving around. We change them often, moving from German styles to European styles. Right now, we're highlighting Belgian and American styles. We'll be starting to bring in some European beers next week. But we really wanted to have something new on tap every time you come in. And if you come in once a month, there's going to be a whole new lineup every time you come in, and that's something we wanted to have. And which doesn't mean you won't go back and repeat a good recipe. No, absolutely not. A good example. When the season rolls around again. Yes, absolutely. In fact, one recipe we really like is our toasted coconut IPA. It's been our fan favorite. We've heard great things about it. We haven't had a chance to try it yet. It really turned out well. We had a very small batch that we aged in a McKellar black rum barrel. It just came out beautiful. It's one of our favorite beers. So that's one that we're going to be putting into production. We'll be doing limited bottling runs, and that's going to be the first one. Oh, so we're going to do some bottles? We are going to do some bottles. Which will be the first time, as far as we're aware. Yes. Oh, nice. It'll be the first time. We're getting some labels going now. We're looking at later in the fall, early winter, we'll have a first run, and then ultimately by next year, we want to have a small bottle release every month. Okay. Now, how's that going to work? Because the brewery is right here, but there's not a lot of extra space to be doing lots of manual labor. Yes. This is all of my hot side production. It's very small. Our cellar and all the fermenters are in the back. I have a little bit more room back there and some storage. So you've got some room to work away from the atmosphere. We do, and we have room to grow here and expand if needed. We do have 2 private dining rooms in the back, and should we need to expand further, we have that option. But for now, there's no G2B beer anywhere else in town. No. There are no local accounts. No. It's this premises paired with this food, this dining experience and drinking experience. Yes. Or soon to be a bottle you can take with you. But that's yet to come. That is yet to come. It's in the plans. We want to start doing some light keg distribution with some friends in the area, do some keg swaps with other breweries, as well as some bottles. But for now, our focus in the short term is here. And can we take home a growler that we fill up here, or you don't fill growlers? We don't do growlers. Don't do growlers. So you keep it really in-house. That's a good experience. Yes. That's nice. So you're relatively new to G2B. You're not here from the start of the concept. No.
So tell us about how you came to be a brewer and what your background is, and just let our folks get to know you.
Absolutely. I found a passion for beer my senior year in high school, or senior year in college. I didn't drink in high school. Just
Okay,
FYI.
all right.
I wasn't 21. But in my senior year in college, turned 21, found craft beer, loved it. I love the art. I love the science. I love the creativity that you can have. You can be as, I don't want to say simple, but as far as ingredients, you can be as simple as brewing German beers.
Standard, right?
Well, 4 main ingredients, or you can be as creative as mixed fermentations, aging on fruit. You can be as wild and as crazy as you'd like.
So you were home brewing?
That's when I started. I started home brewing. It was the love that brought me there, and I found AB Tech's brewing distillation program and went there, got my associates in applied science, I believe it was, and interned at a small brewery.
On top of an undergrad degree?
Yes, my undergrad was in business.
All right, okay.
So,
but you're in a bad mix either.
No, it's not.
One day do your own thing kind of thing, thinking ahead.
And it helps with some of the tax and business side.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
It's definitely helped along the way.
So are you fairly fresh out of AB Tech?
I am. I graduated in May.
So it's like your first real job?
Yes, it is.
As a brewer? And has it been what you thought it would be? I guess that's the obvious question.
I was very well prepared for this experience, but it's a lot
shout out to AB
undertake.
Tech, the program.
AB Tech, thank you.
Look what you brought him to, see?
It's very well prepared. We learned all sides. It was a very strong theoretical foundation, but coming in, there's a lot of work. There's a lot more to it.
Let me back up just a minute for our people who don't know about the AB Tech program. Kind of walk us through that. You said theoretical program, but there's lots of hands-on too.
Absolutely.
So it's not just book learning to be a brewer. You can't really book learn a brewer.
No.
Okay.
But there's a lot of book smarts that I think any brewer needs to have, and that is one thing that is offered prior to beginning your life and career inside of the industry. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend it to anybody starting out. Is really just dive into the books and get the book smarts, and it's going to make it a lot easier and a lot more fluid
when you do get to put your hands on a piece of machinery.
Now that being said, we did spend 2 out of our 5 days a week were in labs. We were in coveralls, we were in brew boots, we were out on the brew floor, brewing, cellaring, filtering, learning about bottles and packaging. Highlands Brewing Company was good enough to have us out quite a few times, and we brewed out there on their pilot system and their production system.
Okay.
We got to see all the aspects, as well as completing I believe it was a 300+ hour internship this summer in between our 2 years.
All right.
So there was a fair amount of experience, but like I said, those 3 days a week of really theory and brewery process, I wouldn't give that up for anything.
And how large is the program at AB Tech? You graduated, how many people finished when you did?
The program size to start is 24 students a year. So
and a few wash away, I guess, during the year.
A few wash away, they do. Some find it's not for them. Some find the brewing isn't as glorious as some might think.
Mostly, it's much more work than a lot of people realize.
They think it's going to be awesome, very easy.
They think it's drinking beer all the time, honestly, and it's just not that.
It's not. 90% of it is cleaning. A lot of people, hashtag right now is glorified janitor.
Okay.
I find that hilarious, but it really is. And cleaning is absolutely necessary in terms of beer quality. If it's not clean, your beer won't come out right. So that was a lot of what we did, is learning about the different cleaning agents and the proper PPE you need, and the SOPs, the standard operating procedures to get your stainless clean.
Good, that's great. Yeah. So we talked about we're featuring the Belgians now. Let's talk about a few of these particular beers while they're still on, and then we also want to get into what's coming next. So We're drinking an orange wheat now.
We are. So this is an American wheat beer we have on. This is brewed with orange zest, honey malt out of Canada, and a little bit of, I didn't use a Canadian ingredient, and a little bit of wildflower honey. Honey just kisses it, but we wanted something fruit. We wanted some fruit beers. We wanted some adjunct heavy beers. And that is with we did a blueberry saison before this, and before that a grilled pineapple amber.
Okay.
So this was kind of
very
the last
summery-like kind of stuff.
Yeah, we wanted to do some fruit-forward summery beers, and this was the more tamed down fruit aspect of those three. But this kind of capped that 3 beer series.
And where are we headed next for the fall, winter?
We just started brewing the fall beers last week. We have a roasted sweet potato and toasted pecan brown ale coming out. We have
roasted sweet potato and toasted pecan, or toasted pecan.
Yeah, a lot of people are coming in wanting pumpkin beers. Oh, you have a pumpkin on you. It's like, well, it's July 15th.
We won't fault them for it, but
July's a little soon for me, but I believe we started quick. So I was a little rebellious. There's some fabulous pumpkin beers on the market, and here we do have quite an extensive bottle list and tap list. And we decided to, instead of brewing a pumpkin beer, we did a sweet potato beer. We're also doing a black milk porter, and in the next couple weeks we'll be doing the toasted coconuts, and then a smoked habanero and cold brewed coffee porter.
Habanero and coffee in one brew.
Yes.
Nice.
And that's a delicious one. That's one of my favorites I brought from my home brewing days.
Okay. So now we didn't get into that. Let's close by talking about your experience here. They give you some freedom to work. They don't hand you recipes.
No, not at all. Everything's from the ground up. Really look at what, we really brew by season, what people are wanting to drink, what sells well.
But it's you doing it. It's you deciding so much of what gets brewed.
It is.
And you realize, I guess, that every guy new in the ship don't get to do that.
Yes.
A lot of guys in your place would get handed cards and recipes and said, you want to brew this beer because it's what we've always sold.
Yes.
Or it matches what our profile is. So you got a great freedom here that everybody doesn't have.
I do, and it attracted me to being here, and understandably, my age and experience, there will be trial and error the entire way.
Is everywhere.
But it's very natural, and I've enjoyed it thus far, and being able to come out and talk to people about beer and really have that conversation with them about what craft beer is and the movement towards 10% market share and where we want to be.
And they let you out sometimes to do some public events and some festivals, right? Because we didn't always see G2B out and about in the community. So we're looking forward to meeting you and seeing you out and about.
Looking forward to being out there. We'll be at BeerCon this weekend and World Beer Festival in Durham next month.
Good. Welcome to Durham and to Triangle.
It's great to be here.
And welcome to G2B.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us in.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming out.
For David Glenn, until next time, this is NC Beer Guys. Remind you, when in Durham, drink at G2B. But when you're local, drink local and keep your beer dollars, North Carolina.